What's going on, y'all? So I want to just chime in on this LeBron James, Stephen A. Smith confrontation. It was a long time coming. I think this is not strictly about Bronny James. I think this is more due to a lot of things Stephen A. says about LeBron, how he speaks of him. Ooh, I got so much I can say, but I won't say it. All of that animated behavior he does. Also, the way he speaks of players, the way he disrespects players, and I think the combination of the way he was talking about Bronny, also the way he's talked about LeBron in the past, that he gave up the game against the Mavericks and he's strunk, and D-Wade had to teach him to be a leader, and all those things. You just go back in the archives and take a look at it. The way he talked about Kyrie and the friendships that LeBron has around the league. He talks about his counterparts and his contemporaries, and that's a brotherhood that Stephen A. would know nothing about. So I think LeBron used Bronny as the reason why he approached him. I think he used that as a way to, let me walk up on you and say this about my son, but it's a combination of things that he was saying that he wanted to say, but he did what he's supposed to do. You know, he confronted a man face to face. Stephen A. Oh man, he could have called me on the phone, and bro, you did that in public. You always talking about, man, if they want to see me, don't bring your handlers. Come talk to me face to face. Well, he did that. Why would he call you on the phone when you talked about it in public? So he talked about it in public. You know, you talk tough behind ESPN money in their desk and all these things, and it just let me know that Stephen A. man, they paying you. They paying you. They gave you that $100 million. They gave you them other contracts because they pulling them strings on you. They gonna get you hurt out here in these streets. That money ain't worth it, bruh. You creating enemies when you don't have to. You can talk about the sport without disrespecting people. You know, Kwame Brown still owe you an ass kicking. Kwame still owe you an ass kicking. Kyrie and a host of other people that you disrespected. These are still men. Just because they athletes don't mean you can talk about them in that manner, because you wouldn't do it if we was in the streets. But ESPN then gave you that cape. You wrap that cape around you, you feel like you're Superman. And now everything's coming to fruition. And LeBron is the first, but he's not going to be the last. He won't be the last person to confront you, bro. So if I was you, I would watch the way you're a pundit. And you always talking about you being a journalist for 30 years. That means you should know how to articulate yourself in a way that is not being disrespectful and demeaning. You always talk about, they misquoted me. How everybody misquoting you, bro? When you're a journalist, which means when you open your mouth, you know exactly what you're saying, and it should be clear and no room for interpretation what I just spoke about. But every time they bag you in that corner, you start talking about you being misquoted. They taking you out of context. How does somebody take you out of context when you said it? So everybody just hearing one thing and you saying another? So we all just stupid. We hearing it, but we saying, Stephen A., ain't nobody take you out of context. They take you for your word. And what happens is when they press you about that, you start bagging up. You ain't built like that, so stop. LeBron is the first, and it's a lot of people that owe you this. I'm happy it happened. You know, people say, man, I don't want brothers that... Stephen A. is not a brother in my eyes because you have been doing brothers wrong for too long. We still haven't heard you talk about Dana White, Josh Giddey. What's that kicker name from the Giants that was whooping on his old lady? And there's some other ones. You can just research it, that you won't touch it. You won't touch it. The kicker, I'm sorry. for Baltimore. He just had a big situation, huge situation, where the masseuse was saying that he was around here doing the same thing they accused Watson of doing from the Cleveland Browns. But y'all ran ESPN and Molly Kerm, y'all ran that story forever. Y'all ran that story forever. Y'all spoke about that. Y'all tiptoed around that, and that was it. But when it come to the brothers, they put them batteries in y'all, and I swear that be the topic of discussion for 2 weeks. Kyrie Irving was the topic of discussion for 3-4 straight months, forcing that man, trying to get mad at that man because he did not want to take a shot. Trying to bully him into taking something he didn't believe in. And now it's coming out that everybody who took it was like, man, I shouldn't have took it. So Stephen A., do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor. And dig deep. Look in the mirror, because you arrogant as fuck. You arrogant as hell, and I don't know why. But I know behind the arrogance is insecurity. We all see that, no matter how many of them suits and the money. Insecurity is insecurity. You can't hide insecurity. You can't hide it. You either gonna change your ways and take your ego and your arrogance and put it to the side and see what you're doing is wrong, or you're gonna continue to get these type of reactions from men that's bigger, faster, stronger, and one day it's not gonna end with just a conversation. You can hire bodyguards, but at the end of the day, nobody can protect you like you, but you. Shout out to LBJ. Protect your family, protect your brand, protect your world that you created. You're great, brother. And don't let a sucker like this make you feel less or try to pull that. You pull something out of LeBron nobody has seen. So you know he's fed up and tired of you. You pull something out of him nobody has seen him do in 23 years. He's tired. And all the NBA players are tired. That's why Barkley said what he said. Everybody tired. This narrative that you're trying to press. Everybody tired. Just talk about the sport. Good players. Hey man, he didn't have a good one tonight, but man, blah, blah, blah. He did this good tonight. Because sometimes you may not score good tonight. But I'm gonna leave it at that. Hey man, y'all get a chance, like, subscribe, and comment. Big Don's Collection, but also my YouTube page, All Things Q. I have my own sauces and seasonings, and we out.